Hello and welcome. My name is Madam Hannah and I will be taking you through entrepreneurship. The meaning of the word entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the process of developing, organizing, and running a new business to generate profit while taking on financial risk. This process is carried out by somebody who is an entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is somebody who has an idea and who works to create a product or service that people will buy, as well as an organization to support that effort. This person has to undergo the financial risk of putting the money, which is capital, into a business. They have to use that money to acquire assets, space, and also to acquire manpower. They face the challenges of the government policy, stiff competition, and much more. Characteristics of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur has to be creative, has to be passionate, has to be self-motivated, has to uphold and focus. Hence, they are supposed to be goal-oriented. They have to have long-term, short-term, and mid-term goals. An entrepreneur has to have great communication skills. These come in handy when they are handling their customers, their suppliers, the government, and other entities. An entrepreneur has to be very ethical. They should be able to uphold high moral value. An entrepreneur is a risk taker. This is somebody who is putting their financial capability at risk. They are not sure whether the business will succeed or not, since the business is normally highly affected by the external environment, which are the customers, the competition, the government, and the financial institutions. An entrepreneur is a problem solver. For a business to start up, an entrepreneur has to identify a need, and a need is a problem. And the need is solved when the business is started. So entrepreneurs are identified as problem solvers more than businessmen. Competence of an entrepreneur. Competence of entrepreneurship means the capability, the skills needed by an entrepreneur in handling their business. First, the entrepreneur has to have leadership skills. This one will enable him to organize and direct his staff and resources properly. Time consciousness. An entrepreneur should be able to be sensitive with the time in the business. They should be able to know how to handle their orders well. They should be able to allocate the necessary time in the manufacturing and in the packaging and in the delivery of items or services that they are offering. An entrepreneur should be fearless and also take risk. They should not be of faint heart. They should soldier on even in difficult times. They are able to face challenges fearlessly. An entrepreneur has to have discipline. This is where the entrepreneur has to uphold their moral values and what they believe in. They have to be good role models in the community. An entrepreneur should be goal oriented. This is where the entrepreneur should have short term goals of the business, the mid-term goals, which are goals that should be achieved between short terms and long terms. Types of entrepreneurs. They're innovators who find it necessary to create a very new product or service in the market. They're researchers. Researchers are the ones who go out in the market, search for the needs of the customers, and create businesses from the data they collect. They're imitators. Imitators are those entrepreneurs who walk into the market, look at what other entrepreneurs are doing, and they imitate their businesses. But in their businesses, they do extra. They renovate the business into better products, and whatever they're producing or whatever services they're offering, they're doing it better than the original entrepreneur. They're the hustlers. Hustlers are those guys that are those entrepreneurs that they go into the business and they do anything. They can do anything. They're hawkers. These are by the roadside sellers, and they wake up and just take on any business that their heart puts them to, or where the money is. Yeah. Okay, this is how to start a startup. 1. Live in the future. You just have to visualize in the future. What is missing in the world? Write it down and bounce ideas around. Make a prototype. A prototype is a small sample of what you're going to be doing. Show the prototype to 100 people. Yeah, you have to put your sample out there. Iterate on the prototype until it makes sense. Renovate the prototype until it's able to make sense. Find a co-founder. These are partners. Register your corporate and split equity between you and your partners. Look for funding and build versions one at the same time. Launch and let everyone to know you have made something. Okay, now here we go. Follow up with the users. Are they coming back? If yes, get to 1,000 users. Grow 5% a week. Hard but proven possible. Keep growing until another 4 years. For another 4 years, and at that rate, you will reach 25 million users, and that's where the success comes in. Okay, let's go back to the follow-up after you've launched. What if you don't get people that are coming back to you? Launch again. Now this is after you iterate launching until the users stay. Yeah, so this is how a startup should be. Thank you all for being in my classroom. I appreciate. Have a blessed